Hey 49er fans, I'm Thomas Mott. The offseason is officially here. It's going to be a crazy offseason for the 49ers. Mark my words on that. Make sure you guys are subscribed and click the notification bell because as soon as we get the breaking news, we come on this channel and give you guys the latest breakdown of everything day in and day out. So make sure you guys are subscribed to 49ers Report. That way we can go ahead and get you guys up to date on the latest, really, draft news, free agency news, and also quarterback trade news as well. Who knows? Subscribe down below. Speaking of quarterback trade news, or I guess quarterback news in general in San Francisco, how about the new, this is like a couple of days ago, maybe over the weekend, breaking report from ESPN's Chris Mortensen that the majority of teams around the league think Jimmy Garoppolo is done in San Francisco. We're going to read you the quote here in a second. This comes off the back of George Kittle backing in Jimmy Garoppolo just a couple of days ago. Kyle Shanahan has done it, consistently in all of his post-game press conferences. The question is, where will Jimmy Garoppolo be the starter in 2021? Will it be in San Francisco or for somebody else? It's going to be interesting. So ESPN's Chris Mortensen said this, quote, Garoppolo's injuries certainly complicate the picture. Kyle Shanahan, the coach, said he believed Garoppolo will be the quarterback in 2021, but he says he can't say it with certainty. Most league insiders believe if there's a better option, the 49ers will have somebody other than Garoppolo at the start of the season. You look at Garoppolo's 2020 stats, I don't think they matter in terms of what happened this year. You base your grade on Garoppolo, I think essentially on what he did in 2019. That's what he can do when he's on the football field. Now, Chris Mortensen said, injuries have been a problem, and being injured this year with a high ankle sprain might complicate things a little bit differently, but I think he is correct in saying if you are presented a better option, maybe the Niners go ahead and go in that direction. Now, Carson Wentz, anybody interested in Carson Wentz? That's a name that's been popping up a lot over the past couple of days. Wentz, asking for a trade in Philadelphia, reportedly from the same source here, Chris Mortensen, even though the Eagles have denied that over the past couple of, really 12 to 48 hours. If Wentz becomes available, would a quarterback of his stature be the better option? Chris Mortensen is going ahead and mentioning. We obviously have talked about a lot of other options here. I'm not saying Wentz is the best one, but if a better quarterback presents itself, will the 49ers go ahead and pull the trigger? It sounds like they will obviously be able to do that. The question is, what is a better quarterback? And we can debate that, how great Jimmy Garoppolo is. I think he's been pretty good. Some people think he's been pretty bad, but a better quarterback makes it a little bit more interesting, I think, in terms of San Francisco's long-term future. The problem with Wentz, of course, is the cost of going ahead and signing him and the fact he regressed dramatically in 2020 and has had his own injury history as well. I'm not sure if he is the perfect answer, but he becomes another quarterback to throw on the list of names the 49ers could go ahead and trade for. These are your four best options if you want to trade, obviously knowing there are some draft options as well, some free agent options out there like a Dak Prescott, but Wentz, Matt Ryan, Matt Stafford, and Sam Darnold all seem to make the most sense to me. I think Stafford might become the best option here if you wanted that true veteran who has a lot left in the tank, an elite level arm, and a better injury history overall than a Carson Wentz. Ryan's a little bit old, and Sam Darnold, to me, is not a better quarterback than Jimmy Garoppolo. He might be a better prospect than Jimmy Garoppolo, but still very young, very raw, and there's still a chance the Jets have already ruined the chances of Sam Darnold ever being great in the National Football League. I'll ask you guys this down below in the pinned comment section. What would you do at quarterback? Type D for draft, type T for trade, or type J for Jimmy Garoppolo. I've said before, I think Garoppolo's the quarterback in 2021. I'll stand by that. But at the same time, reports are starting to come out. Like we just said, Chris Mortensen saying if there's a better option, they will go for it. The question is, what is the better option? Is it drafting, signing, or trading for someone? What would you guys do? Let me know down below. Okay, we've got some news today regarding the Robert Saleh head coaching, candidacy, as we will call it, as we now officially are into the NFL offseason for a lot of these football teams. The news that I can report today from multiple sources saying this, not me first, but them, is Robert Saleh has interview with the Atlanta Falcons on a Monday. Depending on when you're watching this, it might have already happened, but he will interview with the Atlanta Falcons on Monday. He also, according to reports, is expected to interview with the Detroit Lions this week. And the question now becomes, will the defense be as good as it was whenever he was here going forward with whoever the replacement is? There are a lot of NFL head coaching vacancies right now. I think you could see some more over the coming days, but these are the official five based on right now, Monday, January 4th. The Falcons job is open, the Jags job is open, the Lions, Jets, and Texans. If I am choosing where I want to go, 4 of those options to me make a lot of sense. I think 3 are really good fits in terms of if you wanted to be a head coach. The Falcons have a nice high draft pick, plus a lot of talent on the roster. The Jaguars have a ton of draft picks, possibly Trevor Lawrence, and $100 million in cap space. And the Texans have Deshaun Watson. Lions are more of a rebuild. The Jets are a massive rebuild. But if Robert Saleh wants to go, I think he expects to interview with the majority of these teams, and I do expect him to go ahead and be hired by somebody. If it's one of the 5, maybe. If it's not one of the 5, we will go ahead and see. One thing we can make sure of, all these teams have had bad defenses the past couple of years, and that's where they would hope Robert Saleh could go ahead and change some things, as the scoring defenses under Robert Saleh have been honestly really good. I mean, even with the injuries this year, they were 17th in points per game. Back when they were not injured last year, they went ahead and, added Nick Bosa and some of the other great players, 19.4 points per game, 8th in the National Football League. I think that Robert Saleh is basically guaranteed to go ahead and leave, meaning you're going to have to fill that defensive coordinator spot like some other teams now. Philadelphia is going to let go of Jim Schwartz as their D coordinator, so you will have some competition on who you want to hire. There are some big names like Dan Quinn, Raheem Morris we've talked about, but some lesser-known guys like internal hires, or maybe even some like defensive line coaches or DB coaches who might make the case as well. We will be following this news here on the 49ers Report, and you guys can be sure that we'll get you guys the latest updates as we hear them. A quick note as well, the Panthers are interviewing Adam Peters for their GM job. He, of course, is the 49er VP of Player Personnel. So you could be seeing Saleh leave, as well as the VP of Player Personnel, Adam Peters, as well, because teams are looking at good options right now from football teams that have shown to be able to build football teams and coach football teams, and Saleh and Peters are 2 of those from what has been the Niners, one of the better rebuilds in the past couple of years after the signing of course, not just Saleh, but of course, Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. I think we should just expect Saleh to leave. I think Kyle Shanahan said today he expects Saleh to go ahead and leave, and so no worries there in terms of him going. You'd like him to stay, but I don't see it happening. So drop a like. Wish Robert Saleh the best. I think he deserves a head coaching candidate spot, a head coaching job at somewhere in the National Football League. I think he gets one. Thumbs up if you guys go ahead and agree with that. Quickly, I want to take a look at some of the wildcard bets of the week with our friends at BetUS, where I am putting my money with my account at BetUS. You guys can get your own account and sign up right now at chatsports.com/49bet. Use that promo code Niners125. I think Seattle's going to beat the Rams by multiple, by double-digit points. They're minus 4.5 right now, based on the fact Seattle, struggled the past couple of weeks, but the Rams look terrible against the Cardinals, even though they won. They have a quarterback issue right now in terms of Jared Goff potentially being healthy, potentially not. Give me Seattle in that one. The Bucks are minus 8 versus Washington. I think Washington's defense is exciting, and I think that they'll have a shot against Brady, but Brady is firing on all cylinders. 4 touchdowns and a win over the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday. I think he stays hot, and it looks like Mike Evans is going to be okay. I like the Bucks in that one. I like the Bears to cover, as they're plus not 9.5 versus the Saints. I think the Saints win this game, but I think Chicago's a little bit better than people think, and they played well the past couple of weeks. I think it's more of a 3 or 4 point Saint win versus a 9.5 point Saint win, as the line says right now. So get your bets in with our friends at BetUS, chatsports.com/49bet. Okay, final bit of news here, and this is what essentially happens when you lose on Sunday to Seattle. You lock in the 12th overall pick. They will pick 12th in the 2021 NFL Draft. As I had said, you want to lose to Seattle. That way 12 does not become 16 or 17, as it would have if they would have won on Sunday. So here we are. The offseason officially begun. I'm glad they lost on Sunday, and you guys should be excited for that as well. Speaking of the offseason, make sure you guys are subscribed to the 49ers Report, because, again, as I said at the open here, crazy stuff is going to happen this year. You're going to get healthy. You're going to get good draft picks, maybe even get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo or keep him. Either way, we have you guys covered. Your one-stop shop here. 31,000+ people have already subscribed. Make sure you guys are jumping on the bandwagon as well. We mentioned the 12th overall draft pick. Here are the past 4 12 overall draft picks. Henry Ruggs, the Raiders in 2020. Rashawn Gary, a little iffy there with the Green Bay Packers 2 years ago. Vita Vea, very good defensive tackle for the Bucks, who was injured this year. And then Deshaun Watson in 2017. So you can get some good players at 12, but you're also kind of out of that top 8 range. And I've said before, I think there are 8 elite players in the 2021 NFL Draft, and then it's a little bit of a lull there, and the question is, can you still get one of the good guys at 12? And I think the answer is 100% yes. Here are your total picks right now for the 49ers. They have quite a few. 12 overall, they have 43 overall. No third-round draft pick due to that trade. And you move into the 4th, 2 5ths, 6th, and 2 7ths overall. And so, of course, still a lot of chances to go ahead and get some impactful players. Here are some potential picks at 12 that I think will be there. I think Caleb Farley, the number 2 cornerback from Virginia Tech, will be there. Patrick Surtain, the one that I love, the Bama cornerback, he will not be there. There's just no way he gets past Atlanta at 4 or even Philly at 6. Gregory Rousseau, a good chance of being there at 12, the best pass rusher in the draft. I think Wyatt Davis is one of the better guards here. And then you look at a guy like Trey Lance, a quarterback who may go in the top 10, but he didn't play last year for North Dakota State, and so that might hurt his draft stock. If he's there at 12, and the Niners do not make a trade away at the quarterback spot, maybe he becomes QB1 if you were to cut Jimmy Garoppolo after the NFL Draft. that's just a taste of the draft coverage we're going to have here. If you're brand new to the channel, we're not here last offseason, you missed crazy good draft coverage, and that's what we're going to have here nonstop at the 49ers Report. I'll ask you guys this, though. Right now, one day after the season ended, who do you want at 12? If you have anybody at 12, realistically, don't say, you want to go ahead and take Devontae Smith. Will he be there at 12? Probably not. Give me your realistic option at number 12 right now for the 49ers down below in the comments section. There you go, though. Ultimately, for today here on the 49ers Report. Want to jump in and get you guys up to date on a Monday. The offseason is here, meaning the craziness has begun. Stay tuned for what should be a ton of great videos over the coming days and weeks. Ultimately, for today here again on the 49ers Report, I'm Thomas Mott, signing off for the rest of your day.